Hi, welcome to Dock Talk. Here with George Costanza
and Jerry Seinfeld.
Hi, welcome to Dock Talk. We're out here at Lake Placid today, and we wanted to talk about lake depths and bottoms. What's the best? So,
yep, depends on first off, what you want to do. What do you want?
Talking specifically about like your lake house purchase and what the perfect depth or bottom is. And honestly, like you said, it depends on what you're looking for. I have a funny story. I've said this one in the past. Talked to folks that had an opportunity to buy a house that they were renting on Dunlap, but they didn't want to settle for it. It was on the mouth of a cove, and it wasn't exactly on the main lake. They couldn't be, dock start, dock stop. They had to but they could see the action, and it was too shallow for them. They wanted deep water to jump off the top of the boathouse. So they ended up buying it. 4 years later, they called me back and they said, our house is too small, but nothing beats our location. It's at the mouth of a cove. We can see all the action, and it's perfect depth for us to go grab a beverage and stand with our friends in the water. So, what was once a negative for them is now a positive for them.
Right.
So, and actually I lived next door to this house that we're shooting at right now on Lake Placid for a few years, and I didn't like that it was a shallow water. But all of our friends came over. You were over with us, and we just, you get the whole party in the lake because they can stand and sit there and have the beverage of their choice and really enjoy everybody without having to tread water.
And we're right here close to the dam. The dam's within 100 yards of us, but this is where all the boats on Placid hung out. This was a fun part of the lake.
Yeah, and if it is shallow, like I have a muddy bottom at my place at Lake Dunlap, but one thing that we did is we put in a beach. So just because you have one material currently there doesn't mean that you always have a muddy bottom. Like we get in the lake all the time. It's right in front of our beach. It's nice sandy bottom. If we go over 20, 30, 40, 50 feet, we'd be standing in mud. So don't let a certain, material deter you, because there are fixes for that. Some people say granite, crushed granite is the best. And some of our highland lakes, they have a great crushed granite or solid granite bottoms. But then again, if you want to jump off the top of the boathouse, who cares what the bottom is? As long as it's deep enough to where you're not going to hit the bottom.
Hit the bottom. So let's talk about the depths. What's the deepest part of all the lakes? I know on Dunlap, you're about 35 feet. There's that one spot right there on Lone Star.
Yeah, close to my house.
Yes, that's about 35. So deepest part of McQueenie and Placid and Meadow,
they're probably about that 25, 30 foot mark. Typically close to the dam. On Dunlap and here, you're looking about 20 to 25 foot. And it's pretty consistent. As you can see, we're in the natural river channel. But it's still the dam structure. Actually, the gates are 12 foot tall. The dam structure has still got some height to it. So it's not back to the actual river channel. So it's still got some natural depth.
And as far as canyon, we were on canyon a month ago, and gosh, we went over the river channel. It was like 105 feet. Still, even though it's 22.
I think is we hit
was
deepest at historic lows. That
22 feet down, and it's still 120 feet deep. If the river channel, of course.
Exactly, and that's the historic low, 60% full, and we hit in depth at 120 feet.
So canyon is still usable. We still have a boat ramp. I think we still have two open.
19 and 18.
Over there off about Hancock.
And on canyon, that's one thing that people really like about canyon is the consistency of that river bottom. You can't improve your waterfront. There's no boathouse to jump off of, but that's a lot of the beauty of that lake. You have that natural limestone, and keeps the water clear too. And
I was going to say the limestone does play into the clarity of it, and whereas the further down you get, they're a little bit more muddy bottom, and they get a little more murky, but they're still beautiful. Look at this. It's still a green and beautiful lake. And we're down at Lake Placid.
Well, and to be honest with you, the upriver sections of the lakes typically have rock bottoms. The downriver sections typically have the muddier bottoms. But again, just put it in a beach.
For sure.
So if you have a favorite river bottom or depth, comment below. Let us know what you think, or what you have, or what your dream property is, because we might be able to find it for you, potentially off market. That's about 20% of what we sell. So look forward to seeing you out on the lake. Have a wonderful day.
See you on the lake.